box arrived without ceremony, a dead captain's returned effects, another stain on a name already blackened. Inside, beneath a worn uniform and a rusted compass, Tavi found a field journal. Pages yellowed, spine cracked with use. He flipped it open, expecting the usual logs of routes and weather, but the margins were scrawled with symbols he didn't recognize. Coordinates looped around the pages, and between them, a deliberate cipher, like a message hidden in plain sight.
This isn't core protocol, Father. What were you trying to hide?
His father's name was a cautionary tale in these halls. A captain who led his squad to slaughter, or so the Corps claimed.
No one ever questioned the official report. It was easier to let his name rot than dig for the truth.
But these symbols were a puzzle, and puzzles had always been the only thing that silenced the whispers in Tavi's mind.
If I can crack this code, maybe I'll finally know what really happened out there.
The journal held more than coordinates. It held a question, one that the Corps had spent years burying. Naturally, he began to map the symbols, testing each against the old survey charts his father had left behind.
Repetition. The same clusters appear in the route notes, a code meant to look like weather annotations.
Pulling a dust-caked map from the shelf, he traced a deciphered route with his fingertip, heart thumping.
This path. It skirts the eastern ridge, then cuts through the basin. Standard patrol corridor.
But the official log for that date recorded a completely different path, a northern sweep away from the basin.
Why would he write one route and the Corps file another? Unless one of them is false.
He checked a second set of coordinates. Again, the journal pointed where the official logs did not.
This isn't a mistake. Someone lied about where he was sent.
The discrepancy wormed into his chest, cold and undeniable. His father's journal was evidence of a deception.
But why? What did they need to hide? That they'd falsified patrol logs?
He fetched a tactical chart, marked with Titan activity zones, and laid the deciphered route over it.
The coordinates align. This path cuts right through the Malden Valley, where 3 squads were lost last year.
The Malden Valley was a known Titan ambush site, avoided by all patrols.
My father was sent there, a route no commander would authorize unless they wanted casualties.
He deciphered another entry, a route that looped through the fog-choked ravine, another death trap.
Both routes were logged as routine patrols in the official files. Lies written by someone who knew exactly what waited there.
His father's squad hadn't been ambushed by bad luck. They had been steered into killing ground.
This journal wasn't just a record, it was a warning. And someone in the Corps buried it.
The truth clawed at him. His father had been murdered with a falsified patrol route.
I need to find out who did this. And I need proof.
For hours, he pulled dispatch logs from the dusty archive, lining up each cipher date with the casualty reports.
Every single route in that journal, every one leads directly to a patrol that was wiped out. No exceptions.
But it wasn't just the routes. The officers who died on those patrols had something else in common, a history of dissent.
They all challenged high command, filed protests, questioned orders, and then they were sent to die.
He cross-referenced personnel files with the cipher dates. A pattern emerged, sharp as a blade. Each name on the death roll had a record of conflict with the top brass.
This isn't about a single murder. It's a system, an assassination program that used patrol routes as execution orders.
His father had been one of many, silenced for uncovering the truth, and the journal was the proof the Corps tried to hide.
I have the evidence, but who can I trust? Who won't bury me like they buried him?
The only path forward was to take the journal to Commander Valen. Even if it meant risking everything, Tavi knew he had no other choice.
Father, I'll finish what you started. I'll take this to the commander. I'll make them answer for what they did to you.
Tavi walked the long corridor to the commander's office. The journal pressed to his chest like a shield. He entered. Commander Valen sat behind a polished desk, eyes cold and sharp as a blade.
Commander, I found something in my father's effects, a field journal with coded routes. It's evidence of falsified patrol orders.
Your father, the disgraced captain who led his men to slaughter. What could his scribbles possibly prove?
No, sir. The routes don't match the official logs. They lead into Titan ambush zones. The officers who died were all dissenters.
Preposterous. You are twisting facts to clear your family's filthy name. This is insubordination, and I will not tolerate it.
Valen slammed a hand on the desk, rattling the inkwell. The air turned sharp with menace.
He's not going to listen. He's part of it, or he'll bury me to protect them.
One more word of this treason, and I'll see you on a one-way patrol. Now get out of my sight.
Tavi stumbled backward, clutching the journal. He didn't stop running until the commander's door was a distant shadow. He needed an ally, someone who knew his father's truth. The name surfaced from memory. Magos, a retired scout from the old unit. The address led to the poorest district, where rain hammered a crooked door with peeling paint.
What do you want at this hour, boy? I don't take charity.
I am Tavi. My father was captain. You served under him. I need your help.
Captain, you are his son? Get inside before you drown. Then talk.
The room was a museum of old battles, maps, broken gear, a faded core tattoo on a weathered arm.
I found his field journal. The routes are coded, and they don't match the official logs. They lead to ambush zones.
Gnarled hands took the journal with unexpected reverence, tracing the symbols like old friends.
This cipher, we made it together. Your father used it to mark danger routes. So you are saying, you are accusing the Corps of using these routes to murder dissenters? That's not just a claim, boy. That's a war. Your father and I created this cipher years ago. We marked danger zones on our own maps, routes Command never wanted recorded. When he died, I knew it wasn't a mistake. The official report reeked, but I had no proof, just a coward's silence.
Magos clenched the old Corps badge in his pocket, a relic of the man he'd failed to vindicate.
This journal is the key, but taking it to another officer will just get you killed. We need to make it impossible to ignore. We forged copies of the coded pages. Slip them into the morning dispatches before dawn. Let every squad leader see the truth at once.
That could break the silence. But if we're caught, it's execution.
Better an execution than letting your father's murderers keep their medals. Are you in, Tavi?
I've been running all my life from his shadow. No more. I am in. Tell me the plan.
We'll need paper, ink, and a steady hand. I still know the dispatch routines. We'll ready everything tonight.
They cleared the old table, and Magos produced a stack of yellowed paper that matched the journal's age, a pot of ink, and a quill worn to a fine point.
Let me do the copying. I've memorized the cipher patterns. My hand is steadier, and I won't risk a mistake from you.
Good. I'll walk you through the dispatch layout. The bins are sorted by unit. Each squad leader picks up their mail before dawn.
One wrong stroke, and the whole page could look fake. But there's no other way. No one will ever believe us without this.
By candlelight, Tavi began replicating the coded pages, his hand moving with deliberate care, each symbol drawn as if it were written by his father himself.
Slow down, boy. Better one perfect copy than 100 sloppy ones that scream forgery. Focus on the cipher. The rest is window dressing.
Hours melted away. The ink dried on 10 identical copies, each one as damning as the original. The cipher stark and undeniable.
We'll wrap these in dispatch folders. I still know the patrol schedule. We slip into the mailroom just before the morning bell.
This has to work. I won't let his sacrifice be buried again. I won't let them silence us.
The table was strewn with forged evidence. When the first gray light touched the window, they were ready to risk everything. They slipped into the garrison through a service entrance, the morning bell still an hour away.
The bins are sorted by unit. I just have to slip one in each before anyone shows up.
Magos kept watch at the door while Tavi moved to the first bin, the forged pages resting in a folder disguised as routine paperwork.
One wrong move and we're dead. Steady hands, steady breath.
He slid a copy into the bin marked for squad leader Hark's unit, then moved to the next. The paper rustled like thunder in the silence. Halfway through, the sound of boots echoed down the stone corridor. A dispatcher, early for the morning shift.
Not now. Not when we're this close.
He flattened himself behind a crate of old ledgers, scarcely breathing as the dispatcher's lantern swung past. The footsteps faded, and Tavi finished the rest in a fevered rush before slipping back through the side door to Magos.
It's done. The seeds are planted. Now the Corps will have to answer.
The morning bell rang, and the dispatch room filled with routine bustle. Clerks sorting mail without a second glance. Amid the stacks, the forged copies lay like seeds of fire, indistinguishable from ordinary reports. A squad leader paused at his bin, unfurling a page. The cipher symbols stared back, unfamiliar and menacing. More leaders found them, their expressions shifting from curiosity to shock, as the code meant nothing, until someone recognized a route.
They're reading it. The silence is breaking.
Squad leader Hark, her scar stark in the morning light, traced a cipher line that matched a patrol she'd protested, a patrol that ended in slaughter.
She knows. The questions are starting.
Voices grew louder in the corridors, but no one yet dared to speak the accusation aloud. The pages passed from hand to hand, the cipher now a shared secret, each leader realizing they held proof of a betrayal. By midday, the garrison was a powder keg, and Tavi, hidden in the shadows, waited for the spark. Squad leader Hark strode into the barracks common room, forged page in hand, her scar a pale testament to the cost of silence.
Captain, I demand an explanation. This cipher matches the patrol where Dorn's squad was massacred, a patrol you authorized.
The captain's face drained of color. He stepped back, but the wall met his shoulders.
Don't look for an escape. We've compared the pages. Each one links a dead officer to a falsified route you signed off on.
Another squad leader stepped forward, her voice raw with old grief. My sister's patrol, the one you called a route. It was murder. More voices joined. Accusations piling onto the captains until every shield of authority shattered.
It's happening. They're turning on their own. The truth is finally louder than the lies.
The Corps will answer for this. We demand a formal inquiry, no more covered-up deaths, no more silenced dissenters.
The captains had no answer. The chain of command splintered as accusations turned into an irreversible tide. By nightfall, word had reached the higher command. The rebellion within the ranks could no longer be ignored. A tribunal was inevitable. The order came before dawn, all squad leaders to report to the tribunal chamber. The garrison could not ignore the revolt. The tribunal judge took her seat. Silver hair pulled back, eyes that had judged 1,000 battles. She banged the gavel once. Squad leader Hark stood at the forefront, forged copies arranged like a prosecutor's brief. She would not back down. A side door opened. Tavi entered, the original journal pressed to his chest. Commander Valen's scar paled as he saw it.
This tribunal will examine every line. Bring the journal forward.
This is a clerk's delusion. The journal was fabricated to smear the Corps.
We have multiple copies from different dispatches. The cipher matches. This is a systematic cover-up.
Enough. We will verify the journal's authenticity. Archivist, examine it.
The archivist took the journal, her hands steady. The chamber held its breath as she compared the cipher to known records. Minutes felt like hours. Then the archivist announced her findings. The journal was authentic, its cipher a genuine field code. Tavi was called to the stand, the weight of the chamber pressing down on him. He set the journal on the podium, its cipher exposed.
My father created this cipher with Scout Magos. It marks danger routes, routes that, on the dates recorded, coincide with the deaths of officers who had challenged command.
He cross-referenced the journal with official logs and tactical maps, each route traced to a known Titan ambush zone, a route no commander would ever authorize.
A convenient story from a disgraced family. Where is this Magos? Another phantom witness to a conspiracy that doesn't exist.
Scout Magos is here. He has already submitted a sworn statement verifying the cipher's origin. His testimony matches the record.
The pattern is undeniable. Every officer who filed a protest, who questioned an order, they were sent on one of these routes. It was systematic murder.
The judge banged the gavel, silencing Valen's next outburst. She called for the maps and official logs to be laid out for the entire chamber to see. For hours, Tavi and Hark traced the cipher lines across the maps, linking each to a death, each to a falsified report. The evidence piled like bodies. Valen's arguments collapsed. His face gleamed with sweat as witness after witness after witness confirmed the pattern he had presided over for years.
This court will recess. When we reconvene, I will deliver my final judgment. The evidence is clear.
The chamber reassembled in heavy silence. The tribunal judge took her seat, the weight of the hour settling on her brow.
This court finds the assassination program proven beyond doubt. Patrol routes were systematically falsified to execute officers who challenged command. Commander Valen and all implicated captains are stripped of rank and will be detained pending further investigation.
Valen opened his mouth to protest, but his voice died. The guards seized his arms, and the weight of years crushed his shoulders.
Captain Tavi's father shall be posthumously cleared of all charges. His journal will be entered into official record as a testament to his sacrifice.
It's done. They know the truth. Your name won't rot anymore, Father.
A murmur rippled through the chamber, not of dissent, but of awe. Hark bowed her head, her scar a badge of long-delayed justice. The judge banged her gavel for the final time, the sound echoing like a closing door on the past.
Thank you. This was never just about my father. It was about every voice they tried to silence.
But justice in the chamber was only half the battle. There was one place left, a memorial hall where a uniform still hung without honor. The memorial hall was silent, dust motes drifting in the low light. Tavi's footsteps were the only sound. His father's dress uniform hung in a glass case, pristine, save for the empty sleeve that had always whispered of disgrace.
You deserve more than an empty sleeve and a tarnished name.
He unlatched the case. The air shifted, carrying a faint scent of old wool and regret. Then, with a tenderness born of years of silent grief, he slid the journal into the empty sleeve. The worn leather fit as if it had always belonged.
Your silence is over, Father. The truth is finally louder than the lies.
His fingers brushed the glass one last time, then pulled away. The uniform seemed to breathe. The journal a heart returned to its chest, no longer a secret, but a proclamation. Morning light poured through the high windows, bathing the display in gold. The memorial hall felt lighter, as if the stone itself had exhaled. Tavi walked away, his shadow small and straight. The weight of his father's name was no longer a burden, but a banner. Outside the memorial, the sun hung low. Tavi paused, the weight of the tribunal still fresh on his shoulders.
Everything is different now. But what comes next? For the Corps, for us all.
Footsteps approached. Scout Magos appeared, leaning on a cane, a rare smile cracking his weathered face.
You did it, boy. Your father would be proud. We both are. We both are.
I couldn't have done it alone. You took a bigger risk than I ever did.
The Corps will need people like you now, Tavi. People who remember what honor actually costs.
Maybe I can be one of those people. Not just a clerk in the stores, but a voice, like him.
Squad leader Hark joined them, her scar catching the last light. She carried a stack of messages from other squad leaders, requests for guidance, for reform.
The work isn't over. The Corps needs to rebuild from the ground up. Will you help us?
Always. My father's journal will be the first page of a new chapter.
A week later, the garrison buzzed with uneasy reform. The tribunal's verdict had cracked open old wounds, but fresh air was seeping in. Tavi stood at a makeshift podium, the original journal resting under his hand like a talisman.
This journal exposed a darkness that stole your comrades, your leaders, but it also proved that truth can endure. We will rebuild, not just the walls, but the trust. The Corps will honor the fallen by ensuring no more lives are stolen by lies.
Cheers erupted, ragged, raw, but real. Hark raised her scarred brow in a fierce smile, and Magos nodded, his old tattoo finally at peace.
We'll need more than speeches, Tavi, but it's a start, a damn good one.
Your father always said, the only burial a soldier fears is a lie. You've dug him up, boy. You've given him back to us.
And now I carry him with me. Not as a ghost, but as a compass.
The garrison began to stitch itself back together, scarred but stronger, and at its heart, a young clerk who had once been forgotten now stood as a beacon. The journal was sealed in the archives, but its pages had already turned into a legacy that no cipher could hide. Evening light filled the quartermaster stores, dust motes hanging in the amber glow. He stood before his old station, the scarred desk and faded photo of his father unchanged.
It started here, buried under shame and dust. Now everything has changed.
He unpinned the photograph, holding it with the care reserved for fragile things.
They called you a cautionary tale, but you were the bravest of us all.
He placed it beside a fresh journal, his own, now with blank pages waiting. A knock at the open door. Squad leader Hark leaned against the frame, a crisp assignment scroll in hand.
The new patrol protocols are ready. Every route triple-checked. It's a start, but there's still a mountain to move.
Then we'll climb it. I've been waiting for this battle my whole life.
Outside, the sun dipped below the garrison walls. The first page of his new journal read, "For my father, for the truth." Weeks passed. The garrison walls themselves seemed to straighten under the weight of reform. Tavi and Hark stood over a vast map, red ink circling safe corridors, green marking the old death traps once hidden by lies.
Every patrol now has a second set of eyes. The cipher your father created is being adapted into a verification code. No commander can alter a route in secret again.
It's what he would have wanted, not revenge. Just truth, and a system that won't betray its own soldiers.
A package arrived, letters from the families of fallen officers. Each one thanked Tavi for bringing the truth to light.
They're not just names on a wall anymore. Their families finally have peace.
Scout Magos walked the garrison again, his limp a badge of honor. He was named an official advisor for route verification.
Never thought I'd wear a uniform again. Your father would laugh. Then he'd check the map 3 times over.
He always said, a route checked twice is a life saved. Now we'll check it 3 times.
In the memorial hall, a new plaque hung beneath the uniform. In honor of Captain Tavi, his truth shattered chains. The journal remained a silent sentinel. The garrison strategy room had become a hub of change. Maps covered the walls, each route verified by Tavi's cipher protocol.
Every patrol now carries a reference sheet of the cipher. No commander can alter them without leaving a trace.
Hark nodded, sliding a report across the table. The tribunal's decision has forced formal reforms across the region.
Other garrisons are requesting the cipher protocol. It's becoming standard.
My father's legacy, spreading beyond these walls, he would have been humbled.
Humbled. He'd be storming the next corrupt commander's office, but he'd be proud.
Later, alone in his office, Tavi opened his new journal. The first page still held those words, "For my father, for the truth."
I've added new entries, routes we've secured, officers vindicated. Every page a step away from the darkness.
He looked out the window at the memorial hall, its windows glowing with evening light. The journal inside that sleeve had started a revolution, and in the quiet, Tavi wrote a new line. The cipher is no longer a secret, it's a shield. He closed the journal, ready for the next dawn. The first dawn after his journal entry broke clear and clean over the garrison. Tavi walked the old corridors, now lined with new maps, soldiers greeting him with nods that held no pity. He paused at the memorial hall, the silent uniform holding its secret in the morning light.
Not a secret, a promise. To the fallen that their lives would never be rewritten by lies again.
A patrol squad passed, their leader pausing to salute, not the uniform, but the man who wore the truth.
This is what honor looks like. Not silence, but a cipher that can't be broken.
In the courtyard, Magos and Hark were already reviewing the day's routes, the cipher protocol, a routine now. Tavi joined them, his own journal, tucked under his arm, the first page still fresh in his mind. And, as the sun rose, the reclamation of the core, once a whisper, became a steadfast march. The journal had done its work. Its truth was now a shield that no one could shatter. The morning sun poured through the memorial hall's high windows, casting long, clean shadows across the stone floor. Tavi entered alone, his own journal under his arm, the weight of it no longer a burden, but a badge. He stopped before the display case where his father's uniform hung, the empty sleeve now filled with worn leather.
Your cipher is a shield now. No more shadows, only truth.
The new plaque caught the light. In honor of Captain Tavi, his truth-shattered chains. Tavi touched the glass one last time, then turned away, his footsteps steady on the old stone. Outside, the garrison hummed with the sounds of reform, maps being updated, patrols verifying routes with the cipher protocol. Later, in the stores, Tavi wrote a final line in his own journal. The cipher endures. Truth is the only route, and the coded log that had once condemned the Corps had become its conscience, its pages a testament to the cost of silence. His father had died on that patrol, but his truth lived on, in every route now checked, every life now saved.